So the question I get the most often is, what sets me apart? What are my key differentiators? Why would somebody choose me over all the other home inspectors around here? And I've got a few areas of differentiation, some things that I truly believe that can be improved in our industry. And the first thing is, number one, I highly encourage my clients to attend our inspections and to be a meaningful part of them. I don't consider myself to be a home inspector. I consider myself to be a professional consultant that does home inspections. And that's kind of a different approach. I think when my clients attend the inspection with me and we can go over the home together, when we find problems, we find defects, it gives me the best opportunity to be able to talk about them, to discuss and explain typical remediation, and to help my clients really understand what we're looking at, in real time at the inspection. You'd be amazed at how much differently a home inspection report can be interpreted or understood when you're actually present and you saw the defect in real time. So that's probably the number one methodology that I genuinely believe should be a standard part of our inspection. However, you're probably going to find most of the home inspectors that you talk to are going to encourage you not to attend the inspection, and they're going to ask you to show up at the end of the inspection for a brief summary. And I personally just think that's not best practice. I just don't think that's a good way to go about it. The second thing is that I specialize in old antique homes. And so out here in this region of upstate New York and the areas of Pennsylvania that I serve, a very large percentage of the homes are antiques. About 80% of the homes that I've inspected are at least 150 years old. And I've inspected homes that are 300 years old, that are Revolutionary War era homes. And I get a lot of 200-year-old post and beam farmhouses. So I kind of specialize in these old antique homes. I'm very passionate about these old houses. So this particular home is 200 years old. It's got a stacked stone foundation. It's a really cool old house. I just believe these old houses deserve respect, and you have to know how to inspect these things. They're definitely not the same as inspecting a modern home. And so I specialize in these, and I think that's a unique specialization in this area because most of the homes in this area are old farmhouses. The other thing that I would say, there's a couple little things. For example, a lot of the inspectors around here like to use binoculars from the sidewalk to do the roof inspection. I will never, ever do that. So I'm going to do a roof level inspection no matter what. So I'm either going to walk the roof, I'm going to use a Doka pole camera system, which is a 30-foot pole with a camera on it, or I'm going to use a high-resolution drone. And that's just how I believe roofs are too important to just look at from 50 feet away. And then on top of that, lastly, I carry a lot of high-tech equipment with me, including like RC crawl bots. I have 3 of those for getting into crawl spaces, under decks, into places where we just can't fit. And a lot of inspectors are going to put in their report a little term called not readily accessible. And I try to avoid that as much as possible. If I can get into a space one way or the other, I'm going to, and I'm going to find a way to inspect it if it's humanly possible. So there's a handful of key differentiators. I think that sets me apart in this industry, and hopefully these things will be considerations for you when you're choosing a home inspector. All right.